Hello, everybody, and welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV for Survivor. Stay tuned. We've got a lot to talk about. Before we start, I want to say a quick rhyme courtesy of Michael Clouse. The tribes go to 3, and the person gone is CC. Stick around.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Was that the best rhyme ever, though?
Yes, it was.
Was that a pretty good rhyme? I don't know. What do you guys think?
I just was writing it on Twitter, and it just happened to work.
I mean, you made it up, so I'm going to give you all the credit. Hey, guys. Thanks for joining us tonight for AFTERBUZZ Survivor, Season 33. This is Episode 5, Idol Search Party.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Paige Bonanno. You can find me on social media at Paige Bonanno. And to my left is my wonderful co-host.
How are you guys? My name is Michael Rippe. You can find me on social media at Mike Rips.
Hi guys, this is Domonique Price, and you can find me on social media at DominiqueP_ESQ.
What is up, everyone? You can find me on Twitter at Michael Clouse TV, on Instagram at TheOnlyMC.
Nice. Thanks again for being here with us. We're excited to talk about tonight. Michael, you said before that you thought this was the best episode yet.
Mainly because I was just dying laughing the entire time. Just the irony of David finding the next idol, of the comic of the Millennials and Gen X merging, and just people failing. David on the at the end.
It was rough.
And then Cece's comment to finish it off of this was the most shocking
She said this was the dumbest decision they've made so far on the game.
Ever.
Yeah, so
Let's be honest, your cards were not
I don't know
good.
if it was the dumbest decision they made, but to her, I guess it was.
I had a good laugh tonight, you guys.
Yeah. Any overall thoughts we want to go over besides that before we dive into what happened in the episode? Anyone else? Michael, we got yours?
Well, everyone on the live chat, we're listening to you, just so you know.
Yeah.
Got a lot of people here. Yeah.
Cool.
Steven, Mary Duda, Sheena's in there.
Sheena, as always.
Sheena's always
We're all in there.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Okay, so I guess we'll just dive in right away.
Just like they did tonight.
Just like they
Dive
did.
in there tonight.
Dive right in that water. So we started with Gen X, because last week, obviously, David had played his idol on Jessica to save her. So he kind of came back to camp just saying, hey guys, y'all can let me have it right now or let me have it later.
Come on. I started laughing. He was like, so you guys want to give it to me now, or are we just going to... He's so honest.
Yeah, and nobody was, like that. They were all like, hey, you know what? Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But David was a little weary because he's like, I saved someone that nobody wants to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we'll see how that will play out. But basically then, like, Jessica comes and she's super upset because she's like, you know what? I almost got voted out. She sits down with Ken and she's like, hey, Ken, like, you're the only one that told me and I was a total jerk and I feel so bad. She was crying.
Well, she actually also said that she was down with David. I mean, she said David and Ken.
Yeah.
Even though she was just speaking to Ken, she definitely mentioned that she was appreciative of both David and Ken.
Yeah, I wish we could have seen kind of some of the exchange that went on with her and David too, instead of just her and Ken.
Yeah.
I think
there was one.
If there was, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it begs the question of, is Jessica closer to Ken or Dave? Dave obviously saved her with the idol. Ken was honest.
Well, I think she showed her answer when she said that to Ken, I'm going to give you the legacy advantage.
Yeah. Well, no, she said, I would have given it to you.
No,
she says she will.
She says she will.
Right now, Ken is the one that's going to get it. So that's, I mean, it's between Ken and David who she owes to, and she tells Ken, I'm going to give it to you, unless she's playing him.
But I feel
right now,
like she may feels like she owes Ken a little bit more because he tried to warn her, and she was like a slap in the face the way she kind of did him. Yeah. So maybe she feels like, okay, David did a really nice thing, but had it not have been for me not believing Ken,
he wouldn't have had to do that.
That's all true. I mean,
she can't break it in half and share it.
No, but
I think
she's got to give it to David.
I think so too. I mean, like, I understand. I think Ken was so good to her and like she feels really bad about it. I totally understand that. And you're right, none of this would have happened if she had just listened to Ken in the first place. But it ultimately comes down to David is still the one that saved her. Like, she still would be off the island if it wasn't for David.
And obviously we're a long ways from that.
Yep.
Day 36.
From the legacy advantage.
It's only day 15.
Yeah.
I know, but it's just, I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see. But yeah, she says she would have handed it to him. And then we kind of just see a whole idol search party going on.
Where was the strobe light?
They're like, hey, David's like, I haven't, I gave it yesterday. I have a chance to find it again. He goes straight forward, and nobody even cares. They just all start going for it.
David finds it again.
David finds it, which is what you said last week. You said, hey, if he finds it again, he's in the exact same boat. He's totally fine.
Well, he's in a better boat because he found it again, and he already got some favor.
And he already built that trust that he
If
has
he can hold on to
alliances.
it, he's very antsy with his idols.
Tonight, did you guys not feel like he was going to use it for Cece for a second?
Well, he said it again.
It was like,
Quick trigger.
We were like, do not use that idol.
what?
But I mean, from what I got in the comments, it seemed like a lot of people weren't very upset with him that he played the idol on Jess. You know, they thought it was a strategic move. I mean, so maybe he's doing better than we had originally anticipated. I don't know. I mean, you didn't think it was a big deal last week. You were like, it doesn't bother me.
I think he proved what he did after the fact. I think you can't question it.
And he found it again. Exactly.
Finding it is like that's it.
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
You just like close the book on it.
Right.
But
Had he have gone home tonight, I think we'd all be singing a different tune.
Exactly.
We're gonna have to see how.
Yeah,
how he
hindsight's
does it.
2020.
That's so true. No, I totally agree with that.
Hindsight. See it when it happens.
Sunday we saw looked literally right at the idol. And she didn't
Yeah,
find it. She looked
both
right
of
at that
them were right
symbol.
there.
Between her and Cece, I don't know.
They just got tired. They stopped looking. But David knew it was right there. He saw like the mark on it. I mean, I guess when you know what you're looking for,
Right.
it's
It's
a
easier.
huge difference.
Yeah.
It's a needle in a
The
haystack if you
trick
don't.
I think is to watch where the cameras are and where they're pointing. Because
Yeah.
a couple times when they go from you to the ground, look at the ground where they're pointing.
But maybe
Yeah, that's a
they
good
turn
point.
around at this point or something and they don't see
You think
it.
the camera people know where it is? I don't think they know.
Well, they did the zoom and they showed
Yeah.
they did like the rack focus tonight on I think it was Sunday.
But the power
or
of
CC.
editing.
But didn't Cece turn around when they did that? Like
Maybe.
she turns and they're like, boom.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm happy.
aware.
I mean, I'm happy for David though. He was saying, in my entire life, there's no victory I've ever felt like the victory of getting these idols. So I'm happy for him.
He's already found two idols.
Winning.
Two idols.
Yeah,
He
hey,
is
It's only been
winning
50
right now.
15
he's-
days. He's like living with the idol all the time. so.
Yeah.
And he's someone who we'll be talking about in future seasons comparing other people. So his
Yeah.
legacy is cemented, I'd say, at this
Well, we
point.
we don't know what his legacy
Is there a legacy
yet.
already?
No, I'd say
Because
it's
if he went home tomorrow,
it's
I
to a
would not
certain
remember
extent.
him next season.
I think some
Really?
people would.
I'm joking.
But we don't.
Yeah.
A lot of the times we don't remember the people right before the merge. So I mean, but who knows? Speaking of that, we did have people.
Thomas, by the way, says if I was Jessica, I would give the legacy advantage to David.
Yeah, that's what we
I
think
we
too.
both said- yeah.
Yeah.
But I
That's
mean,
what the-
Tomato.
Yeah.
yeah. So we did see though they went to kind of go what they thought would be like a reward challenge, and they had to drop their buffs. So we're split into 3 tribes now.
I was not expecting 3.
Yeah,
but
I
like
wasn't
it.
either.
I like it.
Yeah, they did something similar to this either last season or season before, where like I'm sure they do this, but like they have to start over completely. So you obviously don't want to get that one. So we had the people with the orange were the millennials. Purple was Gen X. Green had to completely start over.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they got one extra person.
And they got one extra person.
Which
Yeah,
is
they
still
did
not an
something-
advantage. That in no,
I
mean,
think it could be an advantage. It depends how the teams break out.
Yes.
If you put all the
Yeah.
good people and they end up on that team, now that's an advantage.
Yes.
This just really depends on how it breaks out. In this scenario,
And think about it now. Green has 6 people, and Purple has 2, or has
they
4.
Green, yeah. Yep.
no. Purple has 5.
Sorry, not Purple. Orange.
Orange has 4.
Orange
Orange
has-
has 4,
They
and
both
Orange-
started with 5. They just happened to not get the best squad.
no, but now Green has 6 and Orange has 4.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
After they because Orange didn't do anything in the challenge, they lost. So
Yeah.
they had to
No,
lose
They
some.
lost.
Exactly.
Purple
They
has
lost
4.
horribly.
Purple has 5.
Right?
You guys,
Orange
let's-
had 5 at this point.
Let's
I'm making
all
sure.
recap.
Maybe I had the team's name wrong.
Orange ends
I
the
wrote it down.
episode with
Yes.
4 because they
Okay.
lose someone.
So Orange. Okay, I just had my names mixed up here. I was.
Exactly.
We're
So
here to help you.
speaking of the
Appreciate
tribes, we'll say it as tribes instead of colors so we don't get mixed up. So Takali is Taylor, Figgy, Adam, Jessica, and Ken. Vanua is Cece, Chris, Dave, Zeke, and Michelle. And Ikabula is Michaela, Hannah, Jay, Will, Sunday, and Brett. So Ikabula has the most.
And they're going to continue to have the most.
Yeah? They're your faves?
Mathematics.
So, I mean, we kind of all knew that Orange was the weakest tribe.
Is that what you guys thought? What were your initial impressions? I think the one thing that was clear right away was Michaela was very unhappy.
She
being on
was
green, right?
pissed.
Yeah, I
happy.
think she was just more upset about just starting over.
Having to start over.
But then I feel like, you know, she has this break, like kind of like a mental breakdown, and she's very angry about the whole like starting over. But then when she has the moment where she's able to create fire for her new tribe, you can kind of see it come full circle that I feel like it was more of like a life thing for her. Like I'm constantly trying and trying, and sometimes it just doesn't work out or I don't get to the success point that I want to. And I think that's why getting the fire for her today was so crucial.
No, I totally agree with that.
And with the way it played out, of it's still 4-2 in that group of millennials versus Gen X.
Can I say that whole idea though, that there's like Gen X and millennials and that's how you are in the drives? I don't believe in that.
It never happens that way.
I think that's just
long term. No, I think in the next couple days I see that.
Not only do I not think that's the case, I think that when you're a player in the game and you go with that mindset, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage.
Like Cece tonight.
No.
Because you're not thinking the steps ahead and figuring out who you can work with to make a new alliance and making sure that you're in a good position. I think relying on this idea that you just come from this other place where you knew these people for 10 days, that you're automatically like in the advantage. I think that's the wrong way to do it.
No, but you already have that long-term relationship.
But is it long-term?
You know people 12 days versus 1 day.
Long-term relationship.
So I'm saying like in the short term for like, you know, this episode and maybe next week, I'd say that it gives you a little bit of an advantage.
I disagree, and I think that Domonique makes a great point because she says it could go against you on the flip side. Just because you know someone for 10 days doesn't mean that they're with you.
I mean, like let's take
if
example
you have a
for
strong alliance, yeah, but it just seems like the idea that there's just 4 against 2. That's like I don't know.
I mean, let's for example look at the purple team, and we have Adam, Figgy, and Taylor. And Adam has a conversation with Ken right off the bat, like, "Hey, yeah, I've been in a tribe with Figgy and Taylor, but I'm willing to work with you because I don't want to work with a couple." So I think that's going to hurt them in the long run, regardless of the fact that they're tribal members from.
It can.
You're thinking it's going to hurt Taylor and Figgy, you're saying?
Well, I think that
no, I just think
exactly.
you can't think about the fact that they were in a tribe together beforehand and think that that's going to make or break this new situation.
And I think it starts to show in this episode that it looks like that whole Taylor and Figgy thing may not be so Taylor and Figgy. It may just be that Taylor's really into Figgy and Figgy's going to toss Taylor aside when the time comes.
I mean, she was not into giving him hugs, showing any type of PDA.
I didn't expect that.
That came out of nowhere.
That shocked me a little bit.
That was a surprise.
See, why was she so open to doing it on the other tribe? You say you have more people, and now you come into this little tribe and you're like, I can't do that anymore.
That totally changed.
Yeah.
Like out of nowhere.
Well, I think she also is thinking about how it blew up in her face when everyone did first find out.
When they first went out.
Fewer numbers, I think you do have to be a little bit more protective of how you're going to play this game.
That's true.
She told him, she was like, no, I don't think it's smart.
Although, we must point out with the tease that they showed for next week, they're obviously pack hot and heavy.
And they tell everybody about it. And they said it's obvious, we can tell.
But Figgy said, like, it's too soon. Like, I think she just wanted to get through the first tribal in which they were victorious so they didn't have to go. And I think now they know her enough to not judge her.
That's a great point.
This one situation.
Yeah, and Taylor he didn't have the same mindset at all. He's like, I don't even care. It seems like he's more in it for Figgy than in it for the game.
He's just over there whispering.
Hey, would you rather have love or money? He wants love.
I'd rather have some money.
But do you go on Survivor for love?
Yeah, you don't go on Survivor for love. You guys can get together afterwards,
Obviously.
do your thing, you know? Speaking of, you know, how you were saying, like, Adam saying that just because we're all millennials doesn't mean we're going to be together, like trying to work with Ken. Ken loved Adam, like, right off the bat. He's like, I feel like he's a very honest guy. He's hardworking. And Adam says, he's like, you know, I'm right in between, because there's 5 people. So we have Taylor and Figgy and then Jessica and Ken. And Adam's right in the middle, and he's in a great spot. He was saying himself, he's like, I'm the one that both sides have to come to now. Like, I'm the deciding factor of who lives and dies.
And I think that was actually him saying that he's with Ken now.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's very clear that he's with Ken, and they're going to figure it out, which leads me to a question I have for you guys. When you see the new tribes as they broke out, who did you think was, like, the leader of each tribe? Because I thought that for sure that out of that tribe, Ken has taken on the leadership role.
Yep.
And I thought in the green tribe that Jay was kind of the leader, but the way that Michaela performed, she's like the unspoken leader. And then on the orange tribe, I thought that Chris is the leader.
For sure.
Yes.
Couldn't agree
That's how
with you
I
more.
thought.
Yep.
No,
So,
yeah,
I agree on all of those.
that's so true.
So we'll have to see how it breaks out and the difference.
But I will say is that I was actually pleasantly surprised by Jay. I did not see him stepping up in the manner that he did, and I was like, oh God, I'm like Team Jay now. Like it just, I loved his like can do, I'll figure it out, and he wasn't going to allow the misconception of millennials like kind of just being, millennials just kind of like not having a good work ethic.
And if anything, I lost respect for Brett.
I was about to say, like, not like lost respect for him, but just in the fact that, like, Jay was saying that they can do all this stuff, we're going to do whatever we can, and then Brett and Sunday are kind of just standing around. They don't really know what to do. They're taking directions from the younger millennials, and I feel like they weren't giving as much into it as, like, Jay was, and he was really taking the lead trying to get stuff done.
It actually got me to thinking that it's not necessarily your age bracket that's going to decipher what your work ethic is going to be. I think at the end of the day, there are just certain people that are workers and those that can take more of a leadership role and those that need to be told what to do.
Yes.
And so I think we see that in this like flipperoo with the green team, because one day I'll memorize these names.
Yeah.
So I don't butcher them.
Ikabula?
Thank you. I'm like,
It's hard now not to say just millennials and Gen X.
I'm not going to even try.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think it's more so that I think Brett is used to having someone tell him what to do.
Do you think, though? Isn't he like a police sergeant?
I think he's a police officer.
Brett, no, he's at least a sergeant. Yes,
What
police
makes
sergeant.
you think that Brett is just used to people telling him what to do, though? Like, where have we...
Because he really just kind of sat there and was waiting
Yeah,
for
he
directions.
Well, today, I know, today he has, but...
But he did that also when he was in the other tribe.
Yeah, Chris
He
was
never
by far the
once-
leader, and he kind of listened to what Chris or what Paul was saying.
So he's kind of just piggybacking on everybody else, is what you're saying. Okay.
I think the one clear note that I made right away with the tribes was that the weakest tribe was clearly going to be the orange tribe with Vanilla.
Yeah.
You
Just-
called
Yes.
Well, just looking at it, it was like they got the wrong like grouping.
Yeah.
that. Two people who are horrible at physical challenges.
Maybe
completely.
three.
It was-
maybe three because
Two impossible.
there's Cece and David, and then there's Zeke, and
Yeah.
if they're doing a brain thing, maybe they're an advantage. But if it's going to be physical, they're going to struggle. You could tell.
Yeah. Also, like, speaking of Zeke, I thought the connection that he had with Chris was really nice. You know,
was cute.
he's saying, and this
Father,
is...
son?
I feel like this is where we kind of see the millennial and Gen X come full circle. You know, he's saying, I watched this guy. This guy was my childhood hero, you know, and now he wants to work with me. And I thought that was really sweet.
That was weird also because I went to the championship game that Oklahoma
Really?
won.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't. I mean,
That's so
just
random.
When was
very
that?
random.
What year was that?
2000.
Wow.
It wasn't a good game.
It wasn't a
Did
good
you see
game.
Chris?
Well, I thought it was interesting, you guys.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be.
Yeah, I knew it was him.
A note that I want to make, I actually did a little digging. Chris was actually the captain of that team that year. So
Yeah.
I actually like to see the fact that he could come in there, and I've seen like his leadership capabilities since he started playing.
Right.
And I think it's innate, and I don't think it has anything to do with age.
Yeah.
And that
I think I was a leader at 2, so
that I would point out about all
What
the
about
leaders.
probably.
That I would point out about all the leaders of the groups that we're talking about with Ken, with Chris, and with Michaela is that they're all like not flaunting leadership. They're not like puff their chest out leadership.
Showing by doing.
They're action leadership.
Yep.
Yeah.
Huge.
Good point. Good point.
I think those are always the best leaders.
I agree. Not people that we've seen with other people that try to take over and be leaders. Then, well, they're not there anymore. So.
I mean, I personally think in business alone, like you can't be an effective leader if all you do is bark orders if your team hasn't seen that you're willing to put in the work yourself.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
But kudos again to Michaela. Like I just was so impressed with her tonight that I was just like, I pray she makes it far.
I know she did a good job. We heard
a
a little
good
bit of
job.
her backstory, which was really sweet too, and I hope that she does do a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreement.
All right. So I guess we can move
Agree.
into immunity challenge.
Horrible.
Yeah. Wait. Whatever happened with our fantasy teams? Does anybody know who's winning?
I know who's not winning.
Who's not winning? Michael.
I got the
You
least
too,
amount
right?
of players, and none of us are winning because only one of us will win on the last day. So why don't we
Right.
just wait?
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter how many players you have.
Yeah.
You just need that
We'll
one.
see what happens at
Exactly.
the end. But speaking of fantasy, I wanted to see how your guys' fantasy football season was going. We want to talk about DraftKings, which is the destination for 1 week fantasy football. It means, no season-long commitments, no injuries, making or breaking your whole season, Every week is brand new on DraftKings. Just pick your contest, draft your team, and follow the action live. So don't wait. Start your season on DraftKings.com now. And if you use the code BUZZ and play, you can play free with your first deposit.
Here's the thing. This NFL season has been all over the board, too.
Yeah.
So
Anybody could win.
Anybody literally could win. You don't have to know a whole lot about sports. You just read up a little bit. Guarantee you can make some money.
Those Panthers.
There you go. So draft.
Yeah, 1 in 5.
Kings.com.
Another conversation for another day.
Anyways, let's get back to the immunity challenge. So for immunity, there's 2 immunities up for grabs, and 1 person will be sent to tribal. So basically, the challenge is you kind of dive down, get these buoys, bring them to the platform, and then you can either throw them straight into the thing, or you can reel in your basket, your target, and then to make it easier, but then you have to jump in, you have to go get it. It takes a little more time.
It's a great explanation.
Thanks.
I think the Orange Squad completely did not get the right directions.
No.
I think that you meant to say the Orange Squad just got the wrong draw when they picked Tribe.
You guys, I feel like they thought in their minds that the challenge itself was just to swim from one point to another, and that was it.
There were buoys left behind.
The majority of them didn't get the buoys. They just swam straight to the platform and just sat there.
I don't know.
Sunbathing.
I honestly don't know.
Sunbathing.
I don't know what you guys thought, but I don't know if you guys are out there. Let us know what your favorite moment during immunity challenge was, because I have one.
I have one too. Do we want to go around?
Yes.
Sure.
Favorite moment of immunity.
You can start since you brought it up.
David was swimming, and then when he got onto the boardwalk, the floodgate, someone on the team, man, he's losing it. Someone actually on his team asked, "Is he throwing it?" Like legitimately was thought he was throwing it, but that was like literally David was trying so hard. There's so much comedy in
that. Is he throwing this? Like he's gonna try to go to tribal.
And Chris's comment right away was like, "Oh my god!"
Like he was doing so bad, someone thought he was throwing it.
Oh my god!
Sorry, Dominique.
I have to give it to Jeff today. Jeff out of nowhere is like, and Cece's still in the water.
He was like, Cece's taking forever. Like, we get it. And she's still just like trudging along trying to get there. She couldn't get there.
God bless her soul.
God bless it. But yeah, also we see vice versa is Jay was killing it. You know, he was going back and forth, doing a great job, and we see, Green wins kind of like by a landslide.
Well, also,
Michaela killed it.
Michaela killed it.
Michaela won. What all-star team was she on? Because nothing but net. She only missed one.
And she had her arm up. She was showing
like little jump shot.
I think she might be WNBA.
Yeah,
Steph Curry.
material.
She was Steph Curry.
She was so smooth.
She did do a great job. We saw her top came off again for the second time, which is a little strange. Tie that tighter.
I would like for them to get her another swimsuit.
Right.
Like, that has to be against like some FCC rules.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, not only did she win though, I think we should note she also like destroyed Ken.
Yeah.
And Ken's like super strong. It's like to destroy Ken in anything is pretty impressive. Mm-hmm. Like she was just like, I'm gonna dominate, and she just did it.
She did a great job.
She's the MVP of this episode.
She's
for sure.
I feel like she continually shows like how strong she is every episode. Like each episode we get more and more and more from her, and I think she's great.
me too.
And then we see Purple get second, and Orange obviously gets sent to Tribal, and they're pretty upset about it. Everyone else is diving in the water, having a good ass time.
Somebody said in the live chat that the Orange tribe is doomed for failure, and I just...
So true.
I'm just
so
waiting
sad.
for them to get milled over into the other two tribes.
Next episode, they're gonna redo the things again.
I mean, Zeke said it best. Like right as it ended, he goes, Cece and David are atrocious. They're atrocious, and Zeke's not that great himself. But
Zeke is saying that it's
Zeke's
bad.
calling you out.
Especially physically, like
right.
bad news, man.
Oh man, a lot of people on the live chat, by the way, are saying that their favorite part was certainly Michaela.
Yeah.
Just dominating. And they said it was Zeke who said, is he throwing it?
Zeke said that?
Again,
oh
if
my
Zeke
God.
is thinking that's really bad. Like, it's not just bad,
Because
it's really
you guys,
bad.
he dropped that ball off of the platform twice. Like, it just was everywhere. I'm like...
And it took him a while to get
Twice.
out.
And then he was like slippering, like trying to get there.
Swimming.
Slipped off the platform.
And don't forget, Zeke, just to get into the water on his dive, slipped. Just to start the challenge. Like, it's a bad situation. It's a bad situation.
Oh my God.
Their team...
I appreciate the comedic effort that
a lot of
Survivor
bloopers.
did today.
Yeah.
Their team still had two people on the back dock when everybody other team was already there on the front one.
And I think
Not
the
looking
entire
good.
crew, camera, audio, all had swam from one point to the other in the time that it took Cece.
Yeah, and you can tell Chris is just
I
back
really
there
would
like,
have loved
come on.
a time lapse for her swim.
Yeah. Just for swim.
That's mean. That's mean. That's not nice.
Or some like Jeopardy music, like...
Cece's got family, yo. You can't do that on national TV.
Oh my God, even like going back to camp then, like the people that were doing bad were apologizing. Even Chris was apologizing, hey, I didn't get that dunk. And then other people are saying, I didn't do this, I didn't do this. Cece and David aren't saying anything.
That's unbelievable.
Nothing.
She's just sitting there like, she's like, hey guys, we tried our best. Like, it's okay, like, don't fret.
We'll try again.
We'll try again, we're good.
And then leaving that and going into the down period before tribal, she was like, well, I don't know about
No.
Yeah.
When she said it feels good to be on the other half of the majority, I said, what majority?
She goes, finally, I'm not on the bottom for once.
Man, it was just so
Because she did
comical.
say, she was
Also-
like, Zeke doesn't like have the
Well,
physicalness to do it. And I'm like, wait.
I appreciated that she said she was having nightmares. Thinking about the different challenges every night, she'd have the nightmares. And then Michelle, when Michelle was selling herself, she said that she had great upper body strength. She's like so
where?
detailed. She's like, I have great upper body.
But like, when have we seen this, you know?
I think she just
It
show
was,
us
a,
that.
Cece.
it was a funny episode.
I think they could do a
loved it.
spin-off of like the Orange Tribe by themselves for like a couple shows. It's
Oh my God, just by themselves.
like a calamity of errors.
Oh God.
Man. Good. I needed this laugh today.
Yeah. He was okay. Also, though, speaking of this little situation here, Chris is saying how he's, you know, so Cece thinks she's not on the bottom. She thinks she's good. So she thinks they have Chris, David, and Cece, and they're good. Nothing's gonna happen. But Chris, on the other hand, is like, hey, like I'm not gonna win any. We're not gonna win anything
Yes.
if we vote off one of the other two. Like voting off David or Cece.
Alliances only go so far.
Yeah.
You need to win.
Yeah, and also Chris was saying, hey, they both backstabbed me. They both backstabbed me before. David's backstabbed me twice. Like, how am I going to trust him? But he has to trust him in order to get CC out. I mean,
And I think they must have been thinking like, look, we need to get rid of CC for like, we're not gonna win. We have
Right.
no shot at winning with like this dead weight.
but like CC and David don't even care.
Dead
They're just
weight.
like, yeah.
Like at competitions, like if the competition is a struggle.
Right. Obviously, they're trying to save themselves, but also you got to think about like, okay, we're gonna save us, but then like we're literally gonna go to tribal every single time if we
Right.
keep voting off
Yes.
strong people. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Someone pointed out, where is it? Mary Duda says Chris is playing Marty Rawl and Figgy is Brenda, and this season is like Nicaragua.
Okay.
Interesting comparison.
Yeah. With David too, though, with the backstabbing situation, he was saying, you know, I just got to make Chris believe that he can trust me, and he has backstabbed him twice, and he's saying I just got to make him believe that. So I mean, obviously we saw that Chris was able to trust David tonight. Do you think that Chris was a little weary about it? Do you guys think that he had reason not to trust it? What do you guys think about the whole Chris thing?
I appreciated, and obviously everyone knows my love for Chris in this game in terms of like I think he's the strongest player. He's on my team. I'm hoping he wins. In that, I think it showed a lot of him to put that trust back in David, and
Yeah.
to once
Agreed.
again just
Well, he
realize
kinda had
putting the game first.
He had limited choices too.
He did,
Sometimes
he did.
your choices are all not great, and you just pick
Absolutely.
like the
Absolutely.
least worst one. But
least
I
worst
agree. He kind of
It's
had.
like the orange and the yellow starburst.
The yellow starburst.
Oh, you
hands
have to
down.
pick between the two.
Hands
I've
down, you
been
go for
liking
yellow.
orange lately.
kind of like both.
Yeah.
Pink's still the best though, right? Everyone's in agreement. Okay.
In agreement.
Thank you.
Also, David mentioned though that he talks about, and I think this goes into David's brain because sort of his moves have been interesting and definitely debatable. He says, you know, you got to play chess. You got to think moves ahead. So he's not playing like a normal strategy at all. Obviously, it's clear, but
No.
just one of those
but
things.
I did like his breakdown in that
Well-
moment where he was talking about the chess. He was really thinking about, okay, like what if this scenario happens? What if this happens? So it made me feel like, okay, maybe he's not just like randomly playing this.
no,
game.
Right.
he's
Was that thinking or paranoia?
He's writing. He's
a
trying to
little
write.
bit.
He's writing his own script.
He
Like, he's
is.
a writer, and like that's literally what he's doing. He's trying to make his own script. We'll see how far
Yeah.
it takes him.
We'll see how far it takes him. Yeah, and I mean, like, that was kind of the end right before we went to Tribal. Were there any comments in Tribal that specifically stuck out to anybody?
It was interesting that deception a little bit with Michelle and with David, trying to figure out, you know, who they were talking about and who they were going to vote for. David really made it seem like the Gen Xers were going to stick together. You know, Michelle really said, I don't know if I can trust David. It was actually very interesting. I don't think I believed it. I think all along I had a feeling that they were going to do what they talked about in voting CC out.
Right.
But
The Survivor has that way of always making you believe that it's going to go the other way.
And someone made a point tonight, I forget who said it out there, of are they allowed to talk when someone goes in to vote? Mm-hmm.
That's a serious question. I feel like 2 tribals ago, when the Millennials were last there, when Hannah was having the conversation with Jay about not voting Figgy out, I feel like they were pretty much whispering the entire time that the vote was going on.
Yeah. You're saying, like, as Cece goes back, is ever going to be like, hey, we're all so good about Cece?
Right.
I don't know.
I just want to say I really like the music again. Right when they're counting the votes.
Yeah.
Really digging the music.
Pretty
at that
good.
point. That's like my highlight of the episode again.
Yeah. So, I mean,
You can
yeah.
find it on
Get
iTunes.
so into it. If anyone knows the music, send it to me on Twitter.
Yeah.
I want to listen to it
Twitter.
more. Love it.
Listen.
So we see that, I mean, all goes well. Everybody
work out
votes.
to it.
Everybody votes Cece except for Cece. She votes for Michelle. I mean, and that's pretty much the episode.
I was
know?
interested. Did you guys think before the final airing if there was going to be someone different? Because we saw that obviously it was 3-1, and we didn't know until after the final commercial who the 4th person had voted for. Did you guys think that it would have been someone else besides Cece?
I knew it was Cece when she did that swim.
Wait, what?
No,
I knew it was Cece. Like,
you knew she was going home, and she was
water.
going home.
Yes, knew she was going home.
No, he's saying.
But did you think that all 4 were automatically voting for? Okay.
You're saying because we
You
didn't
thought
see
they
that
would
last
trust
vote
the
until after
alliance.
the commercial.
And I think there was
Yeah.
an extra vote in there from Jeff.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you trusted
just
the
wanna
alliance.
Jeff's like, I'm voting for Cece.
I would just like to say farewell to Cece because she played her game. She did her thing. She never once tried to knock it out of a vote or anything.
And she never got too scared.
She
You know,
just-
she was sitting
She just did
back.
her thing. I respect that. She made it 15 days.
Yeah.
Congrats to Cece.
She did make it a long time.
Make it a long time.
She said, she said her family would be proud, and they will be because she.
They
did
will
make-
be.
She made it to.
Let's give her that because
Yes.
we had her out the very first tribal.
Yeah,
That's
she was
true.
on the chopping
Yeah.
block.
So
She managed to make it.
She did.
An interesting point that Thomas brings up is it wasn't smart for Michelle to call out David like that, especially when there are idols at play.
Tom, I said
Thoughts?
the exact same thing when we were sitting out there watching tonight's episode. I was like,
Yep.
I feel like she still has to go back to tribe with David, and I don't think she had to be so vocal about it.
And Cece told David, just so you know, Michelle's gunning for you. So now it might be a little awkward between them.
Right.
Well, and also David has the idol, so but Michelle doesn't know that. So
Right.
Michelle's in a dark little position, maybe.
Right.
Also, Gisela says, just based on interviews from past survivors, they say when the voting happens, they are told to be quiet and are monitored.
Okay. So they don't get that luxury of
I
making
think
those
when
final
you're,
minutes.
when you're told to be quiet during production, you're never really quiet.
You think? I don't know. They can monitor
know.
that pretty
You
hard.
know.
Do they get to listen to the
know.
music that we hear?
Maybe. Anyway,
I'm serious.
do we want to get into predictions or do we want to
I have tons.
tons? Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Let's hear it.
Am I starting?
Oh,
No, is it
are we gonna get that
Where's the,
prediction
It's coming.
music?
It's coming.
It's coming.
I feel
It's
it.
coming.
There we
There it is.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So you got tons, he said. Hey?
Yeah.
Ladies first.
Yeah. Go for it.
Orange Tribe is going back to Tribe next week.
Okay.
When they do, they're
Uh-huh.
all going to vote David out. He's going to not play his idol.
You think?
No, he has to.
These are my predictions. Let me win.
I'm telling you,
You
we're
have your
wrong.
own.
Okay, so I think that's what's gonna happen. I think that Figgy opening up about Taylor in their relationship is going to blow up in her face, and that's going to be a lot of contention in the Purple Tribe for next week. And I think we're going to continue to see Green kill it.
Green's
Boom.
gonna kill it.
Drops mic, walks away.
Yeah.
The mic's still, the
Drop
mic's
the
still
mic.
sitting
Mike's
there.
gonna pick it up.
Yeah.
I will pick it up and say I see definitely that the relationship between Taylor and Figgy blows up, especially with the way that Ken reacts. I don't see Ken just taking to that at all. I see him being like, listen, we need to vote one of you off. And if I honestly had to guess, based on that team, I would say Figgy. I would say it's Figgy's
Is
time
going home?
to go.
Really?
If the purple team is the ones who lose that challenge, which still, I mean,
I don't think Purple Team's gonna lose. I don't
You know
think
what?
Takali's gonna lose.
I don't necessarily think that they're going to lose, but I can almost see Figgy getting in with Ken and Jessica and
Leaving Taylor behind?
and Taylor being the one that gets voted out if they have to split the pair up. Is
And
my
some people are saying-
prediction.
And Adam's on Ken's side now, so I could see Figgy doing that too because she's more there for herself, whereas Taylor's more there for her.
Hassan is saying that Michelle goes home. And if David plays his idol, I could see that happen.
Okay.
Who's going home?
Because we have Chris, Dave, Zeke, and
Hassan,
Michelle.
yeah. So Dave
And
plays the idol. It's
Chris
got to be the next
and
person.
Zeke are real
You guys,
close now.
can I just say how I forgot that Michelle was even in that tribe?
Yeah. Because Chris and Zeke are real close right now. I bet, yeah, they could bring Dave in. But
Yeah.
it'd be smarter of them to keep Michelle because she's stronger.
Is she?
She's got that
Then
upper body.
Dave?
She's got that upper body strength.
Did you
didn't
see
see
her
today.
against Dave today?
No, but if Dave plays the idol, he's on a play.
well,
so then
idols
you
aside.
have
I
to-
was like saying
yeah.
idols aside.
I love this.
Idols aside. But yeah, that's true. What do you think, Mike?
Did you make
That
it?
yeah, basically.
Well, I kind of think I'm just gonna tag team on like all of those. I think that Taylor is gonna eventually go home because of Figgy.
Yeah.
So I think Figgy is definitely gonna go with Adam and Ken knows he has Jessica, so Ken definitely is gonna build his alliance around Adam and Jessica as those three. Bring in Figgy, remove Taylor. He's like a sheep. He's ready to go.
I think that Figgy will definitely last longer than
yeah.
Taylor.
Oh,
She'll
really?
I think Taylor will blind. Or I'm
Figgy's
sorry,
taking Taylor
Figgy.
out.
I think Figgy will blindside Taylor.
Oh, for sure.
David,
She would throw him under the
David
bus.
eventually is gonna go
Yes.
home and not use his idol the time he goes home. Like he will definitely go
Yes.
home when he without.
And I feel like we should go ahead and start preparing a care package for Taylor because I feel like his heart is going
He's
to be
gonna be
sad.
sad. Dude, if I was Figgy too, I'll kick him to the curb in a second to win $1 million.
No, but still, it's three.
I
It's
don't care about him.
It's still 3-2. Do you think Adam, Jessica, and Ken would rather have Taylor or rather have Figgy?
I think
I
they'd
think
rather have
Figgy.
Figgy.
Really?
I think Figgy's is playing the game clearly. Taylor's just playing with Figgy, and so Figgy is gonna make sure that she's
Literally,
alive.
yeah.
I agree.
figuratively.
I agree.
Yep.
And also more calamity from Orange Tribe.
More calamity.
Yeah,
That's a good
of
word.
course.
Yeah, no, I agree. Let us know your guys' predictions, either on the live chat right now or
Tweet us.
tweet us or on the comments.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
like this video, let us know how we're doing.
Leave a review.
Yeah. Gonna
Leave
tweet
a
out
review, a nice one, please.
Gonna tweet out the latest article on my Twitter that Jeff probes answering some questions. He reacts to the latest Hall of Fame moment.
Perfect.
So that will be up on my Twitter at Michael Clouse TV.
Thanks so much for
Thank
that.
you.
Any final thoughts?
Someone find that music, please.
Yes. From
Tweet
Michael.
us all. I want to hear it now too.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
You've now really like. I'm like,
Telling
what
you.
music? I don't know.
Yeah.
Go to the gym and work out. It's so good.
It's so good.
I really want. I'm trying to think. Taylor is Figgy's lapdog on here. Taylor is
Yeah.
too much of a physician asset to go home.
Physical asset, maybe.
Physical
Oh,
asset.
physical. It
We
says-
got you.
We'll interpret that. Figgy would not turn on Taylor, says Steven. However, Adam hates Figgy, says Gisela. I think they would
Gisela,
prefer no brains.
I would
Adam
agree
doesn't
that
like
they
Figgy.
do. I don't think that Adam likes Figgy at all, but I think from a game strategy play, I think it's more beneficial to keep Figgy.
I think in
don't know.
that tribe, the next two that go home from purple at any point in this game is going to be Taylor and then also Jessica.
I think Figgy's
think
gonna
it-
make it very far in this game. Her Instagram, like, she seems pretty cocky about like being
Really?
here.
I haven't
yeah,
even seen
there
her.
was like
She
a couple,
would be
like,
cocky
like
on
she's
Instagram.
like cute, like she's having a good time. It's like
she
not
would.
like she's being mean or anything. Like she just, you know, there's sometimes like I'll look at their Instagrams and you can kind of tell like if they have like done good or not.
Instagram whisperer.
I can just kind of tell. And like there was one where she posted where she was like laughing, like a picture of her on the tribe laughing. And it was like, y'all really thought I was going home tonight? Like hashtag haha, you know what I mean? Like it was just funny. So I think that Figgy will make it far. And not just because of that, because I think she's a strong player.
We'll point out.
What's her Instagram?
Hashtag Figgy. That's literally what it is. Hashtag Figgy spelled out like that.
I'm not even going
Oh,
to
Figgy.
comment on that.
Figgy.
But Jeff Probst did say in an interview that the reason that they chose Michaela is just because she puts so much heart into everything that she does and is so dedicated.
The reason why they chose her to go on the show?
Yes.
I can
We've
see.
seen
I
that.
totally
Which
see that.
we obviously saw.
She put-
Especially tonight, we saw last week with her just going all out.
Even when she argued with Figgy, she put her heart into it.
Yeah.
The whole season.
She's
Yep.
very passionate.
And
Yeah.
she was like down as low as she could have been today,
When she
and she
takes her
still got
clothes
the
off,
fire.
it's
Yeah.
passionately quick. Like she just goes all out.
Yeah.
I respect a girl
Yes.
like that.
Yeah.
I would like to see the reasoning behind why they pick everybody. Like, you know,
If only.
if only
And
that'd
she's
be
got
great.
a great name, and if you take off the A at the end, it's Michael, so it's great. Yeah,
Yes, that's a great name. Yeah. I think we'll end on that note. Thanks so much for joining us tonight, everybody. Always tune in, give us a like, subscribe, let us know how we're doing. I'm your host. I'm Paige Bonanno. You guys can find me on social media at Paige Bonanno.
My name is Michael Rippe. You can find me on social media at Mike Rips.
And my name is Domonique Price. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at DominiqueP_ESQ.
And finally, I'm Michael Clouse. You can follow me on Instagram at @TheOnlyMC. Follow either me or Figgy. Hashtag Figgy, Michael Clouse,
I don't
figure
know.
it out.
Goes hand in hand.
And I have that link on my Twitter at Michael Clouse TV. Check it out.
Thanks for joining, guys. See you next
Bye,
week.
guys.
Adios.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.